Earlier today, an Addiction Mindset community member left a 6-word comment on one of my videos concerning marijuana withdrawal, and it really struck a chord with me. The comment read, "Promise me it's going to get better. Promise me it's going to get easier." And the person was referencing this comment into a video where I was discussing symptoms of withdrawal from THC or cannabis containing products. And the user who left this comment, I would guess by looking through their profile, which we're not going to show on here, they were probably about 15 years old, maybe 14 years old, someone who's very young. And this struck a chord with me because I know exactly and I remember exactly how that person's feeling. And in today's video, I want to do my best to answer that question. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank. I'm the founder of Addiction Mindset recovery coaching programs, which focus on helping people quit substances that I once personally struggled with: nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. Is it going to get better? The answer is absolutely yes. I promise it's going to get better. When we're suffering from marijuana withdrawal symptoms or withdrawal symptoms from nicotine or pornography or whatever the drug is, we run into this moment where we're struggling with insomnia and we feel like it's going to be permanent. And we ask ourselves, God, am I ever going to sleep again? Or maybe we're profusely sweating and you're saying, God, am I ever going to stop sweating? This is embarrassing. Is this going to be the rest of my life? Or maybe it's the anger and the irritability and the lack of patience that you experience during your withdrawal symptoms. And you say to yourself, I can't be like this the rest of my life. I'm fighting with my family, fighting with my friends. I'm fighting with my work employees. I can't afford to be like this the rest of my life. So I'm going to go smoke weed again. I'm going to go consume nicotine again. I'm going to go watch porn again. And we view it as there's the solution. And it's such a facade that we're stuck under when we're in this moment. And it's a facade created by addiction. It's a facade created by withdrawal. I've said this in many videos. Withdrawal is just addiction's last-ditch effort to try and suck you back in. And what better way than trying to suck you back in than making you feel like complete crap and then convincing you that this feeling is never going to pass, that you're never going to feel the same again without consuming a drug, without consuming a substance. That's an absolutely terrifying thought. It's terrifying. And that's why this comment struck such a chord with me, to be 14 years old and have to be living with that fear 3 days into quitting marijuana. Am I going to sleep again? Am I ever going to be happy again? Am I ever going to stop sweating? Is my headache ever going to go away? Or am I permanently stuck like this the rest of my life unless I continue to use the drug? If you're struggling with withdrawal symptoms, I want you to know that it is just temporary, and I can prove it to you. Remember back to why you quit, which maybe was a few days ago, maybe it was a few hours ago, maybe it was a few weeks ago. Maybe you have post-acute withdrawal symptoms and you're watching this. Remember how crappy you felt? Okay, presumably you do. Yeah, oh yeah, I felt pretty bad. That's why I was quitting. I'm going to take this a step further. Remember times in the past when you felt really, really crappy from using the drug, but then you eventually felt better? And then you maybe quit for a while, and then you're like, oh man, I'm feeling good again. I think I'm just going to smoke some weed. I think I'm going to just use some nicotine again because I'm feeling so good. That feeling was temporary. It was a temporary feeling. Those feelings of how crappy you felt when you were addicted to the drug, they were temporary. And then eventually a lot of people start to feel better and they relapse because they forget how crappy they actually felt. Withdrawals are no different. If the drug has made you feel really crappy before and you've achieved some point in your life where you eventually felt better and maybe that was a reason why you relapsed, I promise you, in the same sense, in the same light, these withdrawal symptoms are temporary. And you've probably experienced something like this before. The something that you've probably experienced was how crappy you felt the last time you used, right? Because you probably felt like crap. That's usually what motivates people to quit. So these feelings are temporary and they're going to pass. And I'm here to promise you, whatever you're feeling right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, this is not going to be the rest of your life. This is maybe going to be a few hours, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks. But I promise you, there is an end to the withdrawals. There is an end to the pain that you're going through right now. And even more beautiful, there is so much strength that you're going to gain by going through this process and seeing it through. It takes balls to go through the insomnia. It takes balls to deal with family when you're at your top end of irritation because you're going through withdrawals. It takes balls to go to work or school every day, a sweaty mess, not even being able to form a literate sentence, but you still show up because you have to. When you get through this, you are going to come out on the other end with a newfound level of confidence that you probably haven't experienced in years. So not only does it get better, I think it gets better than better. I think it gets great. I think it becomes fantastic. Now, again, I'm not saying that's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm not even saying this is going to be easy. I promise it gets better, but I'm not going to promise this is going to be easy. But I promise you that it's worth it. There is nothing that addiction offers you. There is nothing that continued use of this substance offers you that's worth it at the end of the day. But there's a lot. There's a lot that you stand to gain back. There's a lot that you stand to reclaim in your life by quitting this addiction. And I guarantee you that that's worth it. I guarantee you that as you start to achieve those things, it's going to get better. It's going to feel a lot better. So please remember, these feelings created by addiction are only temporary. Just like the highs that you experienced were temporary. Just like the lows that you've experienced before that you forgot about were temporary. This withdrawal, which is the direct result of a substance, that substance being addiction, is also only temporary. It's nothing more than that addictive voice trying to convince you that this is going to be permanent, because your brain, still being addicted to the substance, is going to think, oh, I know a solution. I know how to end this suffering. I just consume more of the drug. But you know better than that because you're a member of our Addiction Mindset community. You follow along. You got support. You got help. You got a team. You got the tools you need. And you can see right through that BS. So go splash some water on your face. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you're all right. Tell yourself everything's going to be all right, because it is. And just know and have faith that you're going to come out on the other side of this doing much better than when you came in. So yes, it's going to pass. It might not be easy, but I promise things do get better. Follow me into the next video where I talk a little bit more about managing withdrawal symptoms.